These are resume mistakes that you have to avoid at all costs. If you want to stand a chance of getting past the AI bots that scan your resume or the person reading your resume. How many of you have applied to thousands of jobs only to hear back from 15? I applied all these principles in my last batch of job applications, and I think it's what allowed me to get the position that I'm in now. I'm going to go over 6 things on your resume that you have to fix to ensure your odds of landing that first interview. First on the list is keep your resume simple. No colors, no graphics, no charts, no photos, nothing. Just regular black and white text, no special fonts. Make it as legible as possible. People who read these resumes read a ton of resumes, and they don't want anything to just make it impossible to read. We are not artists, we are robots, void of personality. We only know how to work. So make it look like that on your resume. Next is bad email address. Please don't put swaggyswag@hotmail.com. It's just bad. It's not gonna work. They're gonna take one look at that and toss your resume. Now, bonus points if you can build your own website and your own email address. You can use websites like WordPress to build basic websites and email domains. It'll make you look more professional. It might pique the interest of the person reading your resume. Heck, they might even check out your website and realize how amazing you are. This guy's amazing. Third on the list is addresses, specifically no home addresses. They don't care to know where you live. The only thing that this can do is cause there to be some type of implicit bias on the person reading your resume, where they're seeing your address is about 50 miles away or 100 miles away. And even if you're okay with commuting for 3 hours, they might not like the idea and they probably won't bother interviewing you. So leave them out. Don't even put where your previous employers were. All they need to know is that you know how to do the job, not how you're gonna get to the job. Fourth on the list is tailor your resume. Yeah, I know you've heard this probably 1,000 times. Preach to the choir, right? Well, this is kind of becoming the most important step because of how often utilized resume scanners and bots are. So if you're not tailoring your resume to the exact job description to include keywords and address all of the lines in there, then you might get overlooked by this automated process, even though you might be the best fit for the job. So I recommend taking the entire job description, which can be very long at times, putting that job description in an AI tool like ChatGPT. Disclaimer, never put your personal information into these AI tools. It will get leaked. And put in the AI tool with this job description, pick out the keywords out of this job description for my resume, and then you just paste it. And it'll give you all the keywords that you're gonna wanna focus on. Or alternatively, you can just Google word cloud generators. It'll generate the most commonly used keywords used in the job description. Big caveat here is make sure to organically put these keywords into your resume. Don't just copy and paste an entire line out of the job description and say, that's what I did in my last job. No, you have to tailor it in a smart way, not a way that the bots are gonna realize that you're trying to outsmart the system, or the person reading might just think they're pushing keywords in here and it'll make you look bad. Now, keep in mind that when a person reads your resume, they just wanna make sure that you can do the job's functions and responsibilities spelled out in the job description. Fifth on the list isn't very hard to do, but it might be something that you're overlooking. It is checking the grammar, spelling, formatting of your resume. Is something pushed off awkwardly to the side? Is there a dash and then there's a different form of a dash used in the same type of section below? Are you missing a period, a comma? You need to spend that extra time to make sure that everything is perfect down to the period. But first, before we get to the most important point, if you want to launch your new career with a professional certificate, then go to none other than Coursera. With a 7-day free trial, you can finally land the cybersecurity job of your dreams. From data science to computer science to information technology, you'll find an endless amount of certs here. Learn ethical hacking, Kubernetes, software. You can even get online degrees like a bachelor's or a master's. So please check out the Coursera link in the description below and launch your cybersecurity degree now with Coursera. Now, back to resume tips. Now, last on the list, but most importantly, is lie on your resume. Hold on, let me explain. I had an eye-opening conversation with an ex-coworker of mine. He was from Israel. He was a lot smarter than I was. You need to sell yourself. If you had a help desk position prior, don't say that your job was help desk and all you did was reset passwords. No, what you want to write is your job was service desk analyst. Or if you want to go as far as I did, I said I was a senior security analyst because what we did in our previous role was not only handle the IT infrastructure, we handled all the security incidents, all the incident response, we had a disaster recovery plan. So by labeling myself as a security analyst, not only did it use one of the keywords that they were probably looking for when I was applying, but it also made me look like I was a better fit than just someone coming out of a help desk position. And what I did was more so highlighting the security aspects of my previous role and making that the focal point for my previous experience. They're not going to care if you could reset a password. They want to know, can you do the security things that are in the job description? Because at the end of the day, if you know you can do the job, you get hired, and it turns out you can do the job and you do it well and you excel, and then guess what? They're not going to look back at what you wrote on the resume and wonder, hey, did he actually have a security analyst position? And who's to say your last job didn't actually give you that quote-unquote title before you left? They're not going to be communicating with your previous employer most times. And if you're currently at that job, then they're most certainly not going to be reaching out, because that could jeopardize your position. If they know you're looking for a new position, then they might fire you on the spot. And going along with selling yourself, you need to make sure that when you describe what you did at your previous position, that you're not just saying what you did, but you're saying how well you did it. You need to explain it in terms of quality of work that you did, not type of work that you did. So you need to say stuff like, I increased efficiency in incident response time by 25% or by 2 hours. I was the leading security analyst on the incident response team, closing out the most tickets in the quickest amount of time. Or something like, I created 25% more SIEM rules in our threat detection. There has to be words of value put into the work that you were doing. So don't just say, I made threat detection rules. No, you want to say how many you made, how much compared to how much there were when you started. Give it a sort of metric for the person reading to understand how much value you put into the company while you were there. Because that, in addition to you saying you know how to do the work, you're saying you did the work well. And that's gonna make you look far better than everybody else in the applicant pool. So get on out there, polish up your resume, and let us know how many interviews you got down in the comments below. So yeah, that was it for resume tips. Like I said before, these are things that I applied to my resume to allow me to get my current position. It's things that I'm doing in my current application process as I'm trying to get a better position now. And yeah, if anything was helpful at all, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.